Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Nuclear Golf Podcast. Today, Labor Day, holiday edition here.
Yeah,
Heck
Labor
yeah.
Day in the States. What you boys been up to today?
catching up. Long weekend, so had to play catch up.
Yep, same here, man. Just picking up after myself from this weekend.
Heard that. So, yeah, my name's Hutch. I'm with Nuclear. Obviously, I'm an ambassador here. Joey from Scheffler Fans is with me tonight, and Ryan from JT Legion. A couple of Ryder Cuppers over here with us tonight. And there's not we were talking about this before the show, guys. There's not a ton to go on about tonight, but we haven't had a show since the captain's picks were announced for both sides. The European side got announced today, the American side last Wednesday. So we have not been together since then. So I think we just need to kind of sit down and talk about it for a minute. I'll start. I'll recap it real quick, and I'll just tell you. I'm sure everybody knows and seen the tweets by now, but I'll recap who the United States captain's picks were. We got JT, Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Sam Burns, Patrick Cantlay, and Cameron Young. So, obviously the surprise was probably Burns, right? That'd be the biggest surprise.
Well, I guess probably but just the lack thereof of Keegan. I feel like Ryan, me and Hutch owe you an apology. We kind of said that was a lock, and you stood your ground, and I respect that because I'll eat it. I was wrong. I thought Keegan was an absolute lock, just the way they've been playing it up, and maybe something changed in the last 48 hours beforehand, but clearly he didn't go with himself, which was kind of half surprise to some and half not a surprise. So I don't know if y'all have an opinion on it, but what's the matter?
Yeah, I do think, his press conference was pretty telling. He said he's known for almost 2 months that he wasn't going to play. Whether that's 100% accurate or not, I don't know. But he kind of felt like after he fell off after winning the Travelers that he wasn't going to play. And my whole sentiment was just like, not that he shouldn't play, because I think he would have been an asset. And I do think that if there had been any other American captain, he would be on the team. So there's something to be said for that. But at the same time, like, I do think he was like, man, I'm not playing at peak form like I was earlier in the year, and I've got a ton on my plate, like all the off-field stuff on my plate. So was still surprised though. But it was maybe not as much as you guys.
It's just it was crazy to me because for a guy who was, we saw it in full swing. Like, he was so disappointed to not be picked last time around, and this time around, like Joey and I thought for sure he was in because he's played well enough to be in. And like you're saying, Ryan, like if anybody else is the captain besides him, he's probably on the team.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, it's like the ultimate kind of sacrifice in a way to me. Like, he's doing it for the good of the team, I guess. But man, that's a tough decision to make, and I don't know that I could make it, honestly, especially if I'd played as well as he had all year. Is there any other surprises for you guys on the team, or anybody that you felt like kind of got left off that should have been there?
I was a little surprised about Morikawa's form. Maury has not been in form at all. I get it, his Ryder Cup experience, I understand that. But he's not super long off the tee. And Bethpage kind of requires that. Obviously, his iron play is amazing. But I was a little bit surprised by that, to be honest with you, and I guess a little bit by Cantlay, but I think that what we did was just like we just went with experience. We did, and as as we'll talk about Europe's choices today, clearly experience is valued more than statistics. And so that was just a little surprising to me. But outside of that, not too much.
So obviously Griffin and Cam Young kind of played their way in a sense of you can't deny them, really. I know Cam Young was kind of up in the air, and Ben Griffin was a opinionated matter. I don't know if it was if you leave Ben Griffin out, especially seeing how the European team looks now, which I know we'll get into, but if you go and lose that and you don't have Ben Griffin in there, as much as whether he has the juice or the energy or is liked enough, if you don't win, then you just feel like you left out a massive piece. So, I mean, but yeah, between JT, Morikawa, Cantlay, and Burns, like those are the kind of guys that they didn't have to really get close on points to even kind of get the nod in some of those, 1v1 scenarios, just because they're just Ryder Cup guys, like you just kind of knew it's kind of the boys group, and there's that factor. So wasn't surprised to see Cantlay. I know the pick for Burns kind of would replace where Keegan would have probably slotted him. So not a bunch of surprises, I guess, just looking at it at the list. Obviously it played out with a little bit more drama, but looking at the list, it's not necessarily there's nothing that jumps out to the eye that worries us.
Yeah, I mean, and two, I know I've seen that the Americans are slightly favored in it, but I just looking at the teams on paper, I feel like Europe just looks stacked. I mean, just top to bottom stacked, right? Like it's so. I mean, here I'll give you the European captain's picks that just happened today, actually. So we've got Shane Lowry, Sepp Straka, Victor Hovland, Ludwig Oberg, Matt Fitzpatrick, and of course, lives on Jon Rahm. So I mean, like you've got so many big names right there, man. Like it seems like just kind of murderer's row, but I mean, top to bottom, like I say, name value, I feel like the Europeans just look like on paper like they're stacked. But I mean, there's a interesting graphic that I saw earlier today. I know you saw it too, Ryan, about strokes gained this year. And really, I mean, according to strokes gained this year, like the Americans have the two best players. We got Scotty and Bryson, which makes us kind of, I mean, I can see why we'd be favored, but top to bottom, it just looking at the names on the European team, you go Rahm, McIlroy, Fleetwood, Hatton, Straka, Fitzpatrick, McIntyre, Oberg, Hogard, Lowry, Hovland, Rose.
Yeah.
Like how many, big time winners, major champions, like just guys who are in great form. I mean, start with Tommy Fleetwood. You would talk about great form. Like, I mean, you can call it close calls what they are, but he finally got it done.
It's daunting to look at when you look at the blue side, but I do think a lot of that too is the scar tissue left over from Rome, because this is basically all they did was swap out a Hogard, and it's the same team that for the better part of every session kicked our ass. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things that, like, when you look at it, and it is name value, but some of that name value gets assigned. Like your Bobby Max or your Straka's, like those, like that intimidation got assigned in Rome. Like they didn't come into that tournament with that. They kind of gained that from that. So I do think that's a big part of it. I thought the Fitzpatrick thing was very interesting, especially listen to Luke Donald today talk about it. He challenged Matt to go play these last two events in Europe to like make the team. He's like, basically, I want you to get in the last group. And he did that. So that's why Fitzpatrick got the nod over Wallace or Hall or anybody else. So I did think that was interesting. But if you look at it, they kind of went with chalk. I mean, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're like, let's just do what we did in Rome.
And it may be one of those where it's kind of that way. Like you won in such a dominant fashion that it's like, why would we change anything? I mean, these guys are battle tested and they've been through it. Joey, is there anything that stands out to you about the European team?
No, I mean, you're right. On paper, it's kind of terrifying, especially just seeing it's essentially basically, like you said, Ryan, the same Rome lineup, and we obviously know how that played out. So, I mean, I guess the biggest thing there, it is stressful to know that they don't have to really recollect themselves at all. Like, they just need to go play with the same guys how they did 2 years ago, and it's going to be, in the USA's court, or ball's going to be in their court to go play better than them. So I don't know if having to play catch up is going to affect the US team at all. Maybe it balances it out with being on home turf, and I know it's going to be rowdy. Again, between Matt Wallace and Harry Hall getting left out for Fitzpatrick, I know that Matt Wallace is really torn up about that. Rightfully so. I would be too. Same with Harry Hall. We talked about 2 episodes ago, or maybe last episode, that he's just been playing absolutely out of his mind, one of the top players in the world. So again, it's got to be tough for him to be left out. But hey, when the captain gives you a task and you go and do it basically and pass your tryouts, and at the end of the day, Fitzpatrick's the guy that I'm not saying that, Wallace or Hall wouldn't have played equally as well, if not better. But when you just look at the roster, Fitzpatrick's the kind of guy that belongs on a Ryder Cup team. And it's the same thing we saw with USA's Hyde with the Cantlay and the Burns. Like, those are just the guys that you expect in that moment to go show up and play Ryder Cup style, which is at the end of the day most important.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like the big litmus test is like just looking at the names. Like if I'm the captain of either side and I'm looking at these names that are on both of the teams, it's like, who am I scared? Not scared of. Who am I scared to send out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like who am I afraid that if I send out there, they may not win a point? And just looking at the American side, like I wouldn't feel good about sending Russell Henley out, Ben Griffin, Spawn, Burns. Like, and I just see on the European side, I just don't see really anybody who I'd be afraid to send out as a captain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, it's bad. That's why on paper, again, it's just so bad because it's terrifying. Because you're right in terms of leaving off or maybe like hesitant to play, or you have to match it up perfectly. There's 4 or 5 guys easily on the U.S. team that you're not even confident as of last weekend, let alone just as a whole. Europe, you can just pick one and toss them out there. Really, like it's not.
Yeah, I mean, you Scotty and Bryson better be ready to play every session.
And they will be. And they will be playing every session. Well, I know Scotty for sure will be playing every session. But, if you look at it, though, like, I mean, there's not one, like, to your point, there's not one dude on we're going to call it the blue side. There's not one dude over there that you wouldn't pair up against anybody outside of Scotty Scheffler. Yeah. Like, any one guy you could take and plug and play against any of our guys outside of maybe Scotty. And so that's
and we've talked about that before too. Like we've had for pretty much the entirety of our adult lives, we've had the greatest player in the world on our team the whole time, and it hadn't really mattered. Yeah. So I mean, we're still like in a familiar position now. I think I don't even know if I would say that the rest of the competition or the rest of the American side is kind of caught up to the other guys. I just don't. I'm nervous about this one. And I know it's on home soil, but I'm very nervous about it, and I don't love our chances at it. But I'll just run through the whole United States team, the whole American team, the red side, as you'd say. We got Scotty, obviously, Bryson DeChambeau, Russell Henley, Ben Griffin, JT, JJ Spawn, U.S. Open winner, although I didn't think that was going to happen. Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns, Harris English, Colin Morikawa, Xander, and Kim Young. And I keep going back to that strokes gain graphic, and we've got the advantage pretty much across the board in that, but I just don't see it. I'm having a hard time, guys. I just can't. I'm having a hard time with it.
Yeah, let me reference a little bit on that strokes gain. This is just basically a Team Europe versus Team USA. Events, they basically played the same number of events. Wins, the USA has 3 more. Top 10s, they have 13 more. Top 25s, Europe's ahead. Strokes gain ball striking average, Europe's ahead. Off the tee, Europe's ahead. Putting, USA ahead by a significant margin. Strokes gain overall, USA by a significant margin. Data golf rank by a big margin. But the funniest part is the very end. It's the possible points in the past U.S. Ryder Cups. It's 53.5 for Europe, 53.6 for USA. So it's kind of like throw all the rest of the shit out the window.
Yeah.
We were almost tied.
We're right here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joey.
Well, I was saying statistically, like, averages are tough too, because Scheffler, anything strokes gained, Scheffler's just like skews disgustingly high amounts. So, I mean, and one guy is not going to win you a Ryder Cup, Hutch, like you said. I mean, we've had the best player in the world play how many Ryder Cups, and one guy is just not going to be enough to make a difference if the other guys can't finish their session strong, or one guy can't carry it. It's a team event for a reason. So, I mean, looking down the list, towards the bottom end. I know our guys are still stronger in strokes gained towards their back end. I mean, Rose is at 0.4, Hovland 0.65, Lowry 0.65, Hogard 0.69. You know, we've got 6'9", 8'1", 8'3", 8'7", 9'8". So I mean, statistically, again, it's pretty strong down the middle with Scheffler and DeChambeau heavily skewed, but just I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, the stats only do you so much. There's probably been a lot of scenarios, and I'd love to know the stat where, you know, those statistics were so irrelevant because you just couldn't get over the hump. I mean, when was the last time non-home teams, I guess the away teams upset? It was 2010 or something like
that. God, I can't remember the exact year. It would
definitely be the Europeans
for sure
in America.
2012 for sure.
Okay,
because Luke Donald was on that team. That was that Medina?
Medina.
Okay,
yeah, Medina. Sure. I think.
Yeah, I think that was. So
we can pick and poke stats all day, really. I mean,
and the other caveat was when you look at this on paper, is there's not one guy on Europe's team that could not be paired with another guy on Europe's team. Not one. I can go through the whole list here and I can see anybody being paired together. That cannot be said for USA. I mean, it just can't be. There's just and it's not necessarily personality, it's just game fits. There's certain things that just are not going to work. You cannot pair a Russell Henley and a JJ Spawn together. You couldn't do it. They're not long enough. No. You know, one of them doesn't hit their irons near as good enough as, you know, their iron player is not as, you know, they don't complement each other. Europe, it's like all that, you just throw all that out the window. They just
how do you guys think, and maybe specifically you, Joey, and Ryan, you've got a pretty in-depth knowledge of potential pairings and who works well together and who may not. What do you think that Keegan's going to do with how he deploys Scotty in this?
Dude, I don't know. Because, I mean, obviously there's a lot of strategy and a sense of, I mean, I guess it depends on which match, but I don't know. I mean, Ryan,
who's the ideal partner for him?
Well, it's Sam, but that's because they're so close, but also Russell. Like, those guys play complementary golf together.
I'd obviously rather favor Henley just due to how it's played out before. Okay. I just don't think the burn. I don't know. And maybe this is one of those years the teams just have to be like, I don't care how we've played before or if we're buddy. Like, we just need to go off vibes because we're in the U.S. It's, you know, that crowd's gonna be rowdy. And that's the one thing I'll say. We can talk about stats all day. Like, I do look at these list of guys, and I know there's not a single one that won't. You know, if they have to have a 180, they will, because it's just such a massive win that's needed on U.S. soil, especially in the Northeast, especially with everything being Keegan from last, 2 years ago and being captain, and it probably being such a big kind of like playing for your captain moment. I mean, a lot of times like you're playing for your captain, but there's not maybe a lot of heart in there, or, you don't share the same reasons for wanting to win as your captain. Like, I think everyone's on the same page this year. They're like, Keegan, we respect you for making that choice, especially Sam Burns. Like, damn boy, you better go play, your heart out, because Keegan's, it was possible. It didn't happen, but it was definitely possible. So I would rather take Scheffler, take the approach to who's going to play with best. But I don't know. Maybe you just feel out the vibes, and if they need a power grouping on friendship, then whatever way it happens.
What do you like? Who do you like for Bryson there, Ryan?
God, I don't know. I don't see him play enough with these guys recently, so it's really hard for me to see. But I mean, I can see him and JJ Spawn carrying it on, like 100%.
Yeah.
I can see those guys getting along well. I can see them complement each other's game. It's tough. It's tough because Bryson plays such a different type of game, and whether that's an advantage that his talent is. That he outperforms people on talent, or whether it's a disadvantage that it's hard to pair people with him. It was kind of like back in the day with Tiger, right? Like, everybody's like, who do you pair with Tiger? Who do you pair with Tiger? And then, Hal Sutton's like, Phil. And then we saw that shit show. So it's hard. It's just hard to find guys. And then you found later in Tiger's where him and JT were like perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
him and JT, him and Stricker. I mean, they just And that was more, I think those pairings in particular were more personality matches than anything else. I mean, there's so much strategy that goes into it, and there's got to be a lot of team building going on. And I do think them playing the Napa event, isn't that what they're playing? Most of them, except for Bryson, playing like that. That's going to be big. I think that'll help the team a good bit because, I mean, it's hard to remember for the American side a more important Ryder Cup than this one for a long time. I really can't go back and remember one that felt as important as this one.
Definitely not in the last decade, for sure. And I do think, to Joey's point, though, I think these guys, I think this is where the intangibles come in, because what Keegan did, the sacrifice that he made to leave himself off the team, whether you want to call it sacrifice or not, I don't know. That I personally view it that it is. But that he did that, these guys are going to play so hard for him. And he brings, let's be honest, he brings a different energy than Zach Johnson. We can all say that out loud.
Yeah.
Like, he is super patriotic, super passionate. And these guys will feed off of him. And it makes me just so much more secure in the decision that he made to actually just be a captain instead of playing. So I do think that is going to be a big key. When we look down and we have the anxiety of like, oh my God, look at that blue side. Like, it's ridiculous. But these, I think they're going to play so hard for him. And these guys are dogs. I mean, matchups, I don't know. I don't know exactly how to do that. And I'm glad I don't have to make that decision, but I do think that they're going to bring the heart for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree with that. I think, and two, I mean, kind of, on the European side, I think you can they'll be able to kind of guess who the pairings are going to be because we saw it in Rome. I mean, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I mean, you're going to see your tradition. You'll see Rory and Lowry and all that. Maybe there won't be fireworks. Maybe caddies won't be trying to fight each other in the parking lots and all that good stuff this time around. Maybe Patrick Cantlay won't be asking for money. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. It's going to be an interesting one, but it's that New York crowd, man. That's got to be worth something because that crowd it's going to be hostile at times, and that's to me, like, I love that part of the Ryder Cup. I know some people kind of get all up in arms about when people are booing or what. No, bring me all that. Bring me all that, especially in the Ryder Cup. And the New Yorkers, they gonna give you that.
Yeah. Dude, that's why I think you need that drama from last Ryder Cup. That on the U.S. soil is only going to favor the U.S. team because the fans will play into it. You're going to have so many celebrities there and different appearances. I know, like we mentioned, that Trump's already going to be there and stuff. And entirely disproportionate to politics, a president of the country that you're having to go to and play against in that country. Yeah, that's just not. I mean, if they end up flying some jets over when Trump's walking in, and I can't even imagine trying to be a European player and having to deal with that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's going to be. I mean, they should have to be just a peak.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They should stick Trump like on the first tee. Just stay in there.
I kind of honestly think he will, even if he's in a glass box. Yes. I do think that he's going to be. And let's be honest, we need MJ back. We need MJ on the first tee. Like,
I think we're going to get that though, because him and Keegan are tight. Like, and they're tight.
Keegan's playing the Grove all the time. So yeah. I mean,
definitely. What other reason would Keegan Bradley have a Jordan deal?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he's a Jordan brand athlete. Is what he is.
Yeah, I think MJ takes all of his money when they play. I think that's why he got that deal.
Yeah, got to give him a little salary for wearing his shoes. So, I mean, I agree. I think we will see some MJ. I'm hoping that we'll see maybe a peak of Tiger, but I don't know that he'll be there. I think it would be great if he would, but who knows? Maybe he comes in just kind of as a surprise, give a little pep talk the night before it starts, something like that in the team room. Whether he comes out to the course or not, I mean, it can't hurt.
Well, I mean, with the Vanessa Trump thing now
connection.
Too. So I mean, I feel like if the president calls you and is like, "Hey, man, meet me on the first tee on Friday?" I feel like you need to meet him on the first tee on Friday.
It is the president.
I think
speaking of him.
Go
ahead, Joey.
Well, I was going to say I would do numbers. Like, I know it might not be in Tiger's wheelhouse to kind of do that right now, and there's a lot of optics to it. But dude, you want to fire up the USA team?
Yeah.
You get Tiger in there in the locker room night before, they're not going out and losing day one. I'll tell you that.
I mean, the optics are what they are. I mean, I think he's past that because he's gotten a Medal of Freedom from him before. Like he's past all that. He's put up selfies playing Christmas golf with him when he had his beard dyed white and all that Mac Daddy Santa, whatever he was doing at the time. Like, I think we're past all that. But speaking of Tiger, I saw earlier that John or Brent one tweeted that we might see Tiger swinging a club next week. The tweet says Tiger Watch, no guarantees. But our first look at Tiger Woods back swinging a golf club since surgery could happen next week. He'll be hosting the Nexus Cup at Liberty National. That's in the Northeast, I believe.
New York.
September 8th and 9th. And always does a clinic for the guests in attendance. It's going to be interesting to see how things develop as we approach the Hero PNC season, as well as the 2026 schedule as a whole. There's a lot of talk around the Champions Tour, which we've talked about, and how involved he'll be there. Certainly think he'll be involved at Firestone, which we've talked about already. But I'll be very curious to see if he does anything next week at this clinic, because if he does, video will get out like it always does.
Yeah.
I think if he plans on, if we've kind of shadowed somewhat of a timetable for return or some of the events that he might play, later in the next, even over the next 12 months, like looking out a full year, I think this would be a really good opportunity to just show face, because it's a clinic. There's no pressure to not just, you can sit him out there with a 60 degree and he can put on a hour-long clinic with, 20% swings. It doesn't have to be, a full rotation or range session for Tiger. So will we? I have no idea. I don't know if there's any pull either direction, but I think it'd be great for him if he could or was able to at this time.
Yeah, I think he should do it. And be on the first tee in September on Friday.
Yeah. I have zero inside information at all. I'm not going to pretend to be as plugged in as John is, but maybe this is the hopeful, the optimist in me, but I feel like he's somewhere grinding because Charlie's playing all over the country.
Yeah.
And we ain't seen one side of Tiger.
Yeah.
At this. He ain't at the junior players. We ain't seen it. And if he's there, he ain't getting any pictures taken of him, which is hard for me to believe. So I feel like he's somewhere grinding. And I think
he is too. Oh, I definitely think he is. we can go back to all the way to probably 2005, right? And all the injury comebacks, right? He's came back and he's been doing things. He'll surprise you with a little nugget, like, I was hitting balls a month ago, and nobody knew he was hitting balls a month ago. So I do think he's putting in the work. I will be very surprised if he is not at the PNC this year, and also the Hero. I'll be very surprised.
Yeah,
I just think he will be.
I think the PNC so well. Yeah, and I think the PNC's got to be a lot because one, you can take the cart. Two, if Charlie gets to continue following this, what seems to be his dream of being a professional golfer, at some point, he's not going to be eligible to play the PNC. Tiger needs to soak in these opportunities when he can, even if he has to get out there and just kind of slap it around and be, frankly, if he has to be carried by Charlie, he can be. Charlie's hitting it long enough and Tiger can just ride around in a cart and hit little wedge shots and do whatever. We saw him do it years ago where he was barely teeing off. He'd let Charlie tee off and go. I think we can do that. I think that would be huge for the event. I wonder if they're preparing for it in Orlando. I bet they probably are.
Yes.
We know he'll be at Hero just to make an appearance, but hopefully we're playing. That would be ideal as well.
Yeah.
Just one more little quick thing to touch on before we get out of here. There's not really a ton to talk about, but Charlie made another hole-in-one. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I did see that. That's his second one in what, 3 months, 4 months, something
second
like
one
that?
he did it at PNC last year, and then he did it at Sawgrass at the junior players yesterday, I guess. Looked like he was wearing a new Sunday red shirt that I'd never seen before, probably coming out soon.
Hutch, I see his hands on that.
I got to get my hands on it. Just throw out, they got a deal. It expires tonight. Some styles, 30% off. So just get on over there to SundayRed.com. Free plug. But yeah, Charlie, he's got another hole in one. And fortunately, it was on video again. I think that's exciting to see. Again, I wish Tiger would have been there, but I guess that's 2 of them in a row that he's not seeing because he was in the bathroom for the first one at the PNC, I think, if I remember correctly.
Tiger needs to stay far, far away from Charlie's competitive, or really any round, just because, I mean, he'll take a hole-in-one wherever. But, I mean, it does go back. What you were saying about Tiger, regardless of whether he's makes an appearance next week, he's definitely grinding. Yeah, he's locked away in some lab, just going to absolute work, getting every, little twink to his, like, I mean, anything he can change to be able to help him feel a little bit better. He's probably testing out and trying. So I think the PNC would be, especially with how Charlie's, since the last PNC, Charlie's just kind of now again he's kind of doing his own thing. It's not like Tiger doesn't have to be with him playing,
right,
to like make some, some headlines and stuff. So I think it'd be a really good way for them personally just to have a stab at it where Charlie's going to be way better than he's been before and can finally go win this damn thing.
Yeah, maybe we can beat those cheating Langers.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would not be shocked the least bit if we do see that, especially with them both. It's just bigger for Tiger, I think. I think if he can actually give Charlie a chance to platform himself even more than he already is right now.
Well, and it's just such a huge thing for Tiger, too. Like, I mean, the family aspect of it. I'm sure that he would have loved to have had his dad be a professional golfer and be eligible to play in that event with his dad. It's an event that he can play with his dad, because who knows if he'll still be around on tour, at least competitive enough, if Charlie's able to get there. So it's definitely something that for them to look forward to. Guys, I mean, anything else you guys can think of that we need to talk about?
I would just say on that note too, you can, as Charlie gets older, I mean, I can already tell with like my son, like the dad-son ratio gets smaller and the bro ratio gets bigger. So like, that like it's got to be so much fun going out there playing with them because they can essentially hit the same shots. I mean, within range, right? Like, it's not like I'm 100 yards longer than you anymore. So it's got to be super competitive. And, that's just more fuel for Tiger. He's like, I'm not letting him beat me. So
when we got to see, I mean, we've kind of got to see him grow up at the PNC, right? Like, you remember him all those years ago hitting that 3-wood from like $180.
Oh, around the
slung it around the corner.
Made a natural eagle. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's like, and he looked like he was 7 years old in that video. Like it's insane to see him grow up. He's physically matured so much and he's hitting it so far now. I know I've seen Tiger talking on the range before about how Charlie finally hit one further than him. I'd be curious to wonder if he's beat him yet or not. Maybe. I mean, who knows? But it's got to be a good, like you're saying, a more of a bro thing, a good competition between the two, iron sharpens iron kind of thing. So it's good for them. Anything you can think of, Joey?
Not really. I mean, it's dead right now in the golf landscape. It's the quiet before the storm. I know the Ryder Cup's going to be absolutely electric this year. Full Swing is going to have their hands full with content to run with. So I'm okay with it being quiet for now. You know what? That's probably a good thing. Let's keep the drama just pent up in a bottle until maybe the week before. I think 2 weeks, you're kind of stretching out a little bit. Let's put a 7-day timer on that Ryder Cup start and then just let it fly. I mean, I want to hear some locker room beef. I want to hear something. Not on our side, just to clarify.
Not on our side, just on the European side. On the blue side over there. I mean, it's coming up quick and it's going to be exciting and it's a huge thing. I don't know when exactly we will be back this show, but we'll definitely have a comprehensive preview for everybody of the Ryder Cup before it happens, and that may be next week and maybe the week after. Who knows? We'll get together with everybody. We want to give a shout out to co-owner John. Had a pretty big weekend. Brent was there as well, so that's the reason why you got us, the backup team, the backup host for sure, who doesn't know what he's doing, but I'm just here trying to fill the space. Joey's Vols won. Joey's Vols got a big win.
I won't go out. Trust me, because I can go for days, but we look great, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, let's see what Bill Belichick does tonight, too, boys. First game in college, UNC. It's gonna be nice.
My
refound fandom, I guess, of Georgia. They won, so woof woof. Go.
2 weeks they won. They're coming to Neyland, and it stops right there. So
Yeah.
I
don't know. That Aguilar guy looks kind of. You should have kept Nico. He looked great.
That's crazy. And even sarcastically, that's just I cringe to the thought of someone actually thinks that out there.
Well, we'll see. I mean, listen, right now I'm back in on Georgia. We'll see how long that lasts. There's some external factors that go into that, so we'll see how long all that lasts. But yeah, well, I mean, we'll be back whenever you guys can find us on any of your platforms that you would listen to podcasts on. Obviously, we're live on X and YouTube, but you can, catch us on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, anywhere else that you find podcasts. Yeah, you can find us. We'll be there. We'll be back next week or the week after, and we'll be giving you a deep dive into the Ryder Cup and everything that comes with it and how excited we are for it. For tonight, that's pretty much it. I'm Hutch. I'm an ambassador here at Nuclear Golf, not the co-owner, not the regular host, as you can tell. Again, I'll say it. I have no idea what I'm doing. Joey from Scheffler Fans is here, and Ryan from JT Legion, regular co-hosts, are with us. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.